I'm going to give you all 4 tips for moving along your spiritual journey. Number 1 is to be open to self-discovery. That is very important because during the process or throughout the process of self-discovery, you are learning about yourself. It's related to a concept that I did a video on called self-actualization versus destiny. It is related to self-actualization. Being open to self-discovery, you are able to dig deeper past even what you yourself think you know yourself to be. So you learn and you refine and you change, you transform in order for you to get through and move along properly on your spiritual journey. Number 2 is understand and seek being in alignment with your higher self. So I should say seek alignment with your higher self. And that is related to self-discovery, because when you seek alignment with your higher self on your spiritual journey, everything you do is catered to you. It's catered to what your higher self is guiding you to do in this life. It's related to what you decided that you wanted to do or that you would do upon coming into this physical life. It's not related to what other people are doing or what other people have done. It's not, when you seek alignment with your higher self, you will not be looking at what other people are doing. And if you are for reference only, then it's not something that will overshadow anything that you're guided to be doing from your higher self. So your higher self, if your higher self guides you to do something and you're observing other people in their spiritual journey, that's fine. You may use them as reference, that's fine. But you won't take what other people are doing as grounding or what you need, the actual thing you are using to make a decision. So you will only be looking at and being guided by your higher self. So seeking alignment with your higher self is important. And number 3 is checks and balances. So that's really, really important, because even the highest of high priests and priestesses need checks and balances. It's about having someone else who is very experienced, who is knowledgeable, who is wise, who will give you the truth and honest guidance from your higher self, from your spirit guides of light, will give you this guidance and help you check yourself without being concerned that they may hurt your feelings, or maybe they shouldn't say this to you. They're gonna just give it to you. So if you have someone who, I like to say it's someone who is not necessarily higher than you spiritually, but someone who is just as wise or more. But it's good to have an elder. So elders have elders. And if you have someone who you can go to when you're having challenges, who you can get divination from, readings from, and spiritual work, then whoever this is, whether it's a group of people or whether it's an individual, it should be someone that you trust, that you know they are going to give you the best guidance from above, which is your higher self. And they are going to ethically do any spiritual work, meaning any spiritual prescriptions that are prescribed to you from any divination that they do. They're going to do it ethically, they're going to do it properly, and this will help you to check yourself, because oftentimes we as individuals, when we're guiding ourselves only, we can be clouded by ego. I've seen and had people come to me and say, oh, well, Spirit told me this, and I know this is what my spirits want me to do. And you can really pay attention to what the person is saying to know whether it's coming from a higher source of spirits, elevated set of spirits, or whether it's actually even coming from spirit or not, based on what they're saying, because often it's ego-based information that they are laying upon spirit, as spirit told them to do this. So that's one instance when people need checks and balance. Another instance is the fact that as a spiritualist, if you are operating as a spiritual healer, a spiritual practitioner, a priest, or priestess of any sort, when you are doing spiritual work all the time, or even if you're not even actively doing it for other people and you're just working to help yourself and your family, you need assistance with clearing and making sure that there is someone that can help you, because upon the times when you are clouded spiritually, or maybe you're doing too much spiritual work, or just over time things can get, what I want to say, like a spiritual cloud, it can get dirty. Dirty, like spiritual dirt can accumulate in your aura. And when that happens, it's not so much ego that could be speaking to you or giving you messages. It could just be the fact that you don't have a good connection because you're clouded with all this spiritual grime or heaviness, spiritual heaviness that you need to clear up. And you could be trying to do it yourself. A lot of times you can probably do it yourself, but you need to know when you can't do it yourself and when you need to seek help. And it's always good that when you know that you need to seek help, you have someone that you can go to get help from that can help clear up any muffleness, any spiritual clutter. That was the word I was looking for. Spiritual clutter instead of dirty. If you can have someone that can help you clear up spiritual clutter, it helps too. So that's all related to the checks and balances that I advise people to have on their spiritual journey. The fourth thing is to expect challenges. I think that many people, they embark upon or they come into spirituality in such a way thinking it is just going to be a certain type of way, whether that is spirituality, or it's religion, or it's a job, or it's a person. You have to expect challenges. That's with anything in life. I'm not quite sure why people think that spirituality would be any different. And I do want to define the term spirituality. Maybe I'll do that in another video. But when I'm talking about spirituality, I'm talking about as it relates to you and your spiritual evolution, your elevation, and your transformation whenever you are going through a journey of that specifically, regardless of your religion. Expect challenges. So if you come into a scenario where you are doing well, you're doing spiritual cleansings, you're getting readings done, you're able to overcome certain areas in your life that have been weak areas, or they have presented challenges, and you see that as success, you see that as a victory, like this is going good, I'm getting messages, I'm feeling good, and then you hit unexpected challenge. Many times people kind of back down then. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna leave it alone, or that's just not for me, or when people say that's not for me, a lot of times that comes from people coming into a scenario that has caused them some type of fear, and that may be related to not having the proper elders or the proper people around. But again, that's another video. But when people experience these challenges and it makes them change their mind about their spiritual course, then that says a lot about why they came into the system in the first place. So if you're coming into this spiritual system, any spiritual system, with the idea that I want to be a better person, I am wanting to elevate and be the best version of myself, self-actualization, I'm wanting to fulfill my destiny in the best way that I can, I am wanting to create a better scenario and environment for my family, create a legacy for my generations that's coming behind me, I want to elevate my ancestors. When you come into it the proper why, then challenges won't throw you off your path as much. It won't change your course. Now, challenges can be strong enough to really make you rethink and reanalyze things. That is normal. But to completely give up on something that is doing well for you or doing what it should be doing, then that means that you didn't come into it with the right energy in the first place. So again, when you come into it with the right energy and you expect challenges, no matter how difficult those challenges are, you will keep going. So a quick example for myself, I grew up as a Christian in the church, and once I started upon my spiritual journey in different systems of African spirituality, learning, mediumship, and all these different things, even when I went through challenges with these systems, even when I did not have anybody I felt like I can go to guide me, checks and balances, maybe I didn't have it at the time, maybe I didn't have a proper elder at the time, or whatever it was, whatever challenges I went through, it never made me feel like I wanted to go back to the church. And not to say anything bad about Christianity, it's just that I moved from a certain level with that to another level. And so I'm just using that as an example to say that it didn't make me want to go back to where I came from. It just made me sit and reevaluate each and every time, to rethink, like, man, this challenge, it really hit me in a way that I didn't expect, but maybe I need to go a different route. Maybe I need to look at it from a different perspective. So when you expect challenges, then you will be able to, again, get to a point where you can keep going. So that's my 4 tips for you with your spiritual journey. And leave your comments below and let me know what you think.